Good morning, Tightliners, and welcome back to the channel. You find me today on a very popular rock mark here on Anglesey. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning. It's now coming up to 6:45 a.m, like I said, and well, I've got the rock to myself at the moment. Anyway, so what I've got is I've got my usual up and over in at the moment with a double sand deal. That's been in now for about, I don't know, between 5 and 10 minutes, I suppose. And then on the other one here now, what I'm going to do is I'm sending this bait, which is half a mackerel head, sliced down the middle, and I am going to try on the dongle. Now, I've not had an awful lot of luck on the dongle, to be honest with you. The last session I used the dongle, I kept dropping fish. So anyway, I'm hoping that today that can change. Again, this morning, guys, when I'm plugging in my audio equipment to the phone, it keeps coming on and off like this all the time. If anyone's got any ideas why that might be happening, I'd love to hear it. So what I'll do then is I'll get this other bait out. I'll set out a scratching rod as well. Hopefully I can get at least one of the 3 gurnard species here today. I need to get at least one new species today to get back level with Kay, because after I had my hound I got level with him, and then he went out and he got his hound the next night. So he's on 28 now, I'm on 27. And as far as I know, Dave Cave's on 25 or something like that. So let's get another bait out there. Ac fel arfer, agos os na rhywbeth, ddod chi'n dol. Right guys, hope you're all well. Didn't fish yesterday. Had a very, very nice walk. Catherine and I, we walked from Llanddonna Beach to just past the Priory in Penmon. We have been doing the Anglesey coastal path for quite some time. Now I think I may have found a couple of nice new spots down there too. Anyway, what I've got here now is I've got a second rig, a second up and over. Now, some of you may be new and new to fishing and new to the channel, and wondering what I'm talking about when I'm talking about an up and over rig. An up and over rig allows me to fish the bait flat on the bottom. That will flow around a bit, will move about a bit, because I'm using, I don't know, it must be, well, the bottom of that is on the ground now, so it's well over, it's about 6 foot trace, like this. There's the colour, and it's not even stretched that full arm's length there now. And what happens is that I clip the bait in. So what I do is, so what I've done there again is the other half of that mackerel head. So what I do is I clip the bait in. I use Trident clips, and then what I do is then I double up the line up the rig body and hook it onto one of these Trident hangover, what they call it. So what I have then, guys, if you're new and you haven't seen this before, is the bait, the lead. These leads, of course, are from Loomy leads. Is that a bite? Did you see a bite then, guys? Or was I just imagining it? Anyway, and then it clips there, so it goes through the air. When it hits the water, the clip releases, and then I've got 6 foot at least of hook length, just moving along, looking to see if I can get onto a nose of a fish. I think I was imagining it. Anyway, it's time for a bait check anyway on this sand eel one. has been out there for about 20 minutes now. Let's go and see if there's anything there. No, nothing on this one. I'll switch it over now for this mackerel bait. Bait's untouched. But I'll swap it over anyway. Right, so I'll have two out there now with the same sort of baits on there. The other baits I have with me, guys, I've got some squid. I've got a handful of crab that I left from the other session the other day. There is a chance of a hound here too. What else have I got? I got a little bit of black lug, and I've got some sardine as well. Sardine has done well here in the past, but I always start a ray session with sand eel, because you never know, it could also get the gurnards as well. Right, we're fishing, guys. Let's hope we can get some catching done. Best time of the day to be out, in my opinion, guys. First thing. I was hoping to get out a little bit earlier, but things happen. Right, let's get this down, set the ratchet, and get a couple of other rigs ready. Right, guys, that was the first sand eel bait that I put out there. It doesn't look too bad, so what I'll do is I'll put another one sand eel, and I might put a strip of squid with it as well. Just waiting now for those reels to go screaming. Yeah, like I said, on my coastal walks I always look out for new marks, and I think I may have found one yesterday. I was speaking to Kay on the phone yesterday, and he's keen. So as soon as the wind shifts the other way, because today we've got kind of northeasterly winds, which is perfect for this side of the island. And when it shifts the other way, then we'll start fishing the rocks on the other side. Because before you know it, the big two of these will be in. And I think that spot, it's got some depth. It had tide run. And everyone knows that if there's tide run and depth of water, there's a good chance of those big toothy creatures. Right. Normal today. Right then. Piece of squid, one more sand eel going onto what I've just had there on there. It's a double one. So just lash it on. Just to give it a bit more scent. This has got dogfish written all over it, hasn't it, guys? Seems to be a lot of dogfish at the moment. With these baits that I've got out at the moment, they're being left alone. I'm fishing on the ebb for at least another 40 minutes, and then we'll start seeing some tide, and then possibly we might start seeing some fish. What I'm going to do now, before I start getting the scratching rig out though, is I'm going to get the little spinning rod set up and get some sabikis on, have a cast down over that way, and drag it along the bottom to see if I can get a grey gurnard. It is a technique that's worked here before for myself and for Adrian. Hoping to get Adrian out again soon. He's still struggling a little bit after losing his father, which is understandable, but we will have him out again soon. There we go. No, chydig. Hopefully a fish. Right guys, so like you see now, the little sabiki's set up. Very, very, very small hooks. Probably size, I don't know, size 14 hooks or something like that. I'm not sure, but I think I did just see a slight bit of movement on the right hand side rod over there now. The only thing is here, it could be spider crab as well. I'm going to have a few casts with this now, see if we can get that grey gurnard. Maybe a lawns, who knows. Or anything small that's living on the bottom. I'm going to cast out, let it get to the bottom, reel in, puff up the sand, let it settle again, wait a few seconds, and repeat until I get too close to the rocks and bring them in. And then when I get close to the rocks, there's a chance of picking up a pollock, and obviously there's a chance of mackerel as well. Let's give it a go. Well guys, first cast there, and I got a little bit excited because I had a little rattle, thinking yes, here we go, could that be a gurnard? But no, it is just a dab on the sabikis. Aye, right. Already got dab for the specimen hunt, so back it goes. And away it goes. Right, so there's a blank saved, I suppose. Not the one I wanted. I really thought that was going to be a little gurnard then. Anyway, there's fish there. There's another fella fishing around the corner over there. I think I've just seen him have a nice pollock. Anyway, let's go and see if I can get this gurnard. Right, second fish on the sabikis. A little lighting. I'm going to keep this alive in the pool here now, and we'll possibly put that one on. Oh, definitely will be putting that one on as bait, because at the moment there's nothing happening. Right, I suppose it's time for a bait check on the dongle rig that I put out. No, nothing on that one. No, chydig. Right, guys, there's a lot of weight on this one, but it doesn't feel like a fish. I think this could be the first spider crab of the session. Yeah, oh my days, it's massive. Oh my god, there's a dogfish on it as well. Right, the crab fell off, guys. It was a massive, massive spider crab. I did say earlier I thought I'd seen a bite, didn't I? I did. First one of these today. But that crab was absolutely massive. Yeah, look at that, guys. Crab's been having a munch on this dogfish. Oh my days. That's ridiculous. Anyway, let's get this unhooked, get it back, change the bait, get that whiting bait out, I think. So there's the first fish on the bottom baits today. Not the one I wanted. Seems to be a load of these around again now. There we are. I'll put it back. Right. Let's get this whiting on. But I'm telling you, that crab, the back on it was like that. So I think we're going to be competing with them. I expected that we would, yeah. I suspected that we would be. So anyway, really need to check the hook length here now for any signs of abrasion, nicks, whatever. It seems to be good. Right, let's get this bait off. Right, we're going to put that whiting on now. Right guys, that crab I had on there was so big that I didn't even notice that I had that dogfish on. That's how big that crab was. That'd have been a lot of meat on them, so on those legs. I'm pretty sure we will land one though. This place is littered with them. Right. I'm going to have another go with the sabikis. Really think I can get this grey gurnard today. And if I can get one, I'll get the third rod out on the bottom, fishing smaller baits, see what else I can get. Right guys, something's found that whiting bait. Probably another big crab. Because it definitely didn't look a ray kind of bite, and it definitely wasn't a husk kind of bite either. What I'm going to do with the sabikis is add little tiny bits of mackerel or squid to the hooks, little tiny little squares. See if I can get that gurnard. There is another fella fishing around there, but I did catch his line there now as well, so I might have to just try and fish it over here where I am. Let's see what happens when with this bite. The audio thing seems to be working now. I don't know what's going on with it. Yeah, so that's what I'll do, is I'll put some little bits of squid, little bits of mackerel, and put it out over here. Right guys, the third species on the sabikis, but still not a grey gurnard, a small pollock. Already got pollock on the specimen hunt, so there you go, straight back to the bottom. Keep trying. I think I will get that third rod out in a minute. Fish with smaller baits out here, smaller bits of sand eel, strips of mackerel, maybe some worm baits, see if we can get a big dab for the fish pool. Everything's worth a go, because at the moment there's nothing happening on the big baits. Those couple of taps that I thought I was having on the whiting bait, they seem to have gone. The other thing I can do as well is put some baits down the side here as well. See what that might bring. Get a gold cinny possibly, maybe one of the blenny or goby species that I've not had. I want to come away from here with at least one species to add to get level with Kay again. This is getting serious. Kay, I'm after you. No, right, this is really slow. I've had a couple of taps on the whiting bait, but nothing definite. I've put the Limitless competition out now, and I put some baited feathers on that one. Oh, there's a bite. Bite on it straight away. The baited section on it is absolutely superb, guys. Yeah, there's a fish. First cast on the baited feathers. What will it be? Let it be a gurnard. Probably it's not going to be, it's probably going to be a whiting. It isn't very big, whatever it is. But there is a fish there. Let me see. Where do I see colour? It's a ting. There we go, guys. Another whiting. keep this in his pool here as well. I think it's matched the hatch, I think. Put that down there. This, the bait detection on that there was superb. I'm not saying that the other rods that I've got don't have the same bite detection, but that was superb. So that makes me super excited to try this out in a match when I'm scratching. Just a simple thump overhead. I might keep one other whiting for bait, but after that I'll put them back. That was instant. Right. I think it's time to bring in the other baits and freshen them up. No, I'm not kidding. Right, next bait going out. Sardine. And the baited feathers are bouncing again. Let's get this one in and we'll sort that out. Nothing on it this time. Right, let's get a fresh bait on that other rig. I think I'll try a mackerel and squid mix this time. No, well, that's not good. Whiting bait, dogfish. Not what it was intended for. Caught nicely in the circle in the corner of the mouth. It's bleeding a bit, but it won't hurt it. It'll have a bit of a toothache, but that's about it. Doggy number 2, going back. Right. So that was that whiting I put out. I'll take this one off now and put the other one that I've got ready for launching it. It's not looking good at the moment, guys, but then again, you only need that one good fish to make a good session. 2 dogs, couple of whiting, dab and a pollock. Not blanking, but out catching fish. The sun's starting to come out nicely. And today is the North London Derby day as well. Can Tottenham please put a dent in Arsenal's title hopes? That would be fantastic if that could happen. Anyone can win the league, but not Arsenal, because we'll never hear the end of it. Well, I say anyone. Don't want Chelsea. Would never want Chelsea to win it either, but there we go. Only a bit of friendly banter, guys. After all, it's only a game. But come on, you Spurs. Right, let's get that other whiting sorted and get it out. No more cutting. Right, guys, the dogfish is starting to turn into dogfish central. That was a bit shorter cast, that one as well, on the mackerel and squid. Where are the big fish? I'm sure they're in there. Just before that as well, I was bringing in them baited feathers, and I had again another big grab, but it dropped it just before I lifted it up. But that continental rod handled that weight really nicely. I'm really looking forward to getting a decent fish on that. Right, guys, yet another dogfish on what was a beautiful sand eel bait that I was hoping that a ray would take, or even a nice big gurnard. Anyway, it's unhooked. What I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to start winding this session up. I may stop somewhere on the way home, just take my spinning rod down me and my float gear and see if I can get a garfish before I go home. So unless anything from here now brings me anything new species wise, then today's been pretty poor. Okay, I've caught some fish on the scratching rig, on the baited feathers. I've had, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 whiting and another little dab. And just dogs on the bottom on the every bait. This is going back, water's just there now. And the other reason for leaving here now as well is that the water's coming up quite quick now, and this platform that I'm on will get covered. So like I said, the slow wind up. I've given it a go. Can't do any more than that. Right, you might have noticed there a little bit of water just sprayed over. It's not dangerous. They're not really big waves. It's just water doing what it does. let's get the baited feathers back in and put them away. Normal fitting. Right, so the last cast on the baited feathers, and what is definitely the biggest whiting I've seen today. It is your lucky day. As soon as the water's just there, you can go back. And off he goes. Right, we'll put these away now as well. But I'm liking this continental rod. Shows every little bite. Really good to see this one in those matches on the breakwater in the winter when we're looking at whiting. I think it is something, it's the way forward, I think, in those matches. Other matches coming up, guys. Broad Beach next Sunday. Fishing that in daylight, and if it's flat calm like it is today, then that is going to be a tough match. Right, let's put this one away. Keep an eye on them too then. Oh, there's a bit more water. Right, last one coming in now. Everything else is packed away. Just a sorry of dogs, whiting and dab, and one little pollock. And spider crabs. I've had about 4 spider crabs on, but not managed to land one of them. Right guys, so that's the end of that one. I'm not sure, I may go to the inland sea on the way home, probably not. So don't forget guys, Lumi leads, quality leads, absolute quality. The standard of the wires are absolutely brilliant. Well worth having a look at them. Let's deal with this. That was that whiting I put out. Right, all the little gobies and all the little whatever in there can have that now. Didn't want to play on my baits today. Feels very strange coming out fishing on the rocks without any ragworm at all. Yeah. Not been able to manage to fetch any this week. There we go. Right, if I go to the inland sea, I'll bring you back there. If not, I'll speak to you again when I get to the garage at home. Normal footing. Right guys, as you can see, I didn't go down to the inland sea. I thought, no, I'll go straight home. I'm gonna have something to eat now. I'm getting hungry. Anyway, not the session I was hoping for. We got into fish, but not the fish I was hoping. Hopefully there'll be better session next time, and hopefully I can add some more stuff to the species list. Still early, Still only late April, and to be on 27 in late April I think is doing quite well anyway. 39 is my biggest haul as far as I know when I've been constantly counting them, so I'm on target. So guys, thank you for joining me, thank you for staying this far, and if you haven't done already, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Until the next time then guys, keep your lines tight.